This video is now sponsored by a cup of water. Stay hydrated, everyone. And sorry about the late start. What happened is my computer was not uploading very fast. It's not starting up very fast. Um, I think something's going on with the updates. So it was updating weird. So because of that, it was not really booting up right. Still not quite processing quite fast enough. So what's up for today? Let me get my mustache here. Still working on learning how to do the handlebar mustache. So what's going on for today? Uh, What's going on for today? Today I was working on my apartment some. Uh, there's a lot of empty space here. I'm still doing catching up on laundry I have backed up. I am doing dishes, which the dishes are basically done. I've just got a couple that need to be washed. I'm setting up a candle to be fixed. It was not burning right. Had some wax building up on the sides, so it would go out occasionally. But there's that. What else is there? Um, so I also cleaned out my car quite a bit. I took out a bunch of trash, took out a bunch of recyclables. I crushed some cans to turn them in for money. So now I just got to work on taking uh, just accumulated stuff out of my car, stuff I've thrown in there. So take that stuff out. I'm going to do that over time. One step at a time. Right now it's August 15th. Planning by September 1st to start rapping again. Just preparation for the October 15th convention. I'm really hoping it won't be so creepy then. But we'll see. So this is really the times when my viewers are highest. So let's see. Isn't this the time when my viewers are highest? I'm not sure why I'm not getting too many people right now. Strange. Very strange. What can we talk about? So I got my second there. I really need to catch up on that Realist Hero now that I think about it. Realist Hero from Another World, or how Realist Hero uh, rebuilt the kingdom. I need to catch up on that. So, how about you, Chad? How's your day been? Today, I've been doing okay. Maybe I should have gone to the park. Maybe. Um, today I was really working on myself. I spent way too much time on social media, argue with people who really don't care about me or what I say. So that's a problem. A lot of people spend so much time on social media. It's just a waste of time. We all gotta learn how to stay away from it. But they intentionally make it addictive, so you just have to keep going back and back and back. That's the problem. They intentionally make it addictive. So, is there? Okay, get a lot of notifications here, unfortunately. Trying to think of other things. So I've got, I got a letter from the Red Cross asking me to donate blood, but one of my medications made me ineligible at the plasma place, so I don't know if I should donate blood anymore. I don't know if I should. Because at the plasma place, it said it causes birth defects, so I don't know what the Red Cross will say. Oh well, there goes that. What else is there to talk about? Fix my mustache here. As you can see, I'm still working on trying to get this to work right. There we go. Spare. Perfect neck. So I need to really lose the weight. Once I lose the weight, I can go to a chiropractor so he can fix my back. Or I guess she. It might be a little hard for a woman because I'm a pretty big guy, and it requires quite a bit of strength to do chiropractic. So it'll be easier for a guy simply because guys tend to have more muscle. It's just it's just biology. Um, so yeah, hopefully I can get chiropractor sometime. I'm hoping I get more money through YouTube at some point so I can get income set up. Hey, helper. Yeah, hoping I get more money through YouTube soon so that I can get chiropractic done because it's $25 for one session of chiropractic, and face it, I need quite a bit of work done to get my back fixed. Because it's not just my back, but also my shoulders and my neck. So yeah, I need to get those fixed. Let's see what we talk about. So someone asked if I could get a collab going. So the collab on Discord with someone was asking about a collab on Discord. I've got a collab up here. Right now, it's one of my goals. I've got an asterisk by there to indicate that it's important. So I'm going to get to that as soon as I can, before a bunch of the other goals, just to get knocked out. To see if I can do it when I can. But this right here, my laptop gets overheated and lags a lot. My internet's bad, so I might need to just, I don't know, save up for a better laptop, or I might need to get a desktop. So that. But haven't really read very many names. Anyone? AMVs. I spent a lot of time watching AMVs, which I shouldn't watch AMVs. Let's talk about cheap pharmacists. Drugstore in Another World. Most recent episode with the woman that's a blacksmith. Honestly, I'm a little surprised that she didn't end up being the girl that falls for the main character, because that's usually what happens in these animes, these isekai animes. Women constantly fall for the main character. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not disappointed. It's just, I should have put. It's just unusual. So, yeah, it was just unusual. Okay. Let's talk about some other stuff. So yeah, something that's really drawing me into watch how Realist Hero built the kingdom now is actually, it looks like there's going to be a beast person, I think. Looks like there's going to be a beast person, which actually looks very promising. I just saw that in 2 episodes ago or something. Then see the episode, I saw AMVs and her in some clips of the AMV. But so that's Realist Hero rebuilt the kingdom. But yeah, I'm really surprised with the drugstore in Another World, how the blacksmith girl did not fall for the main character. Yeah, that was a surprise. But I guess not every girl falls for the main character in this anime. Well, yeah. What's so strange is that the Ghost Girl doesn't show any particular interest in the main character. She tends to take care of him, but she doesn't really see him as a romantic interest for some reason. She's very curious to me. I mean, could be because she's a ghost. Maybe. That's Swiffer Duster. But yeah, maybe because she's a ghost, she doesn't really see him as a romantic interest. Yeah, Swiffer Duster. Or are you talking about the DC hero, the conspiracy theorist? Can turn on the volume a little bit. I don't know how loud that is for you. Uh, well, I'm gonna have to cut my hair, shave my head eventually. I'm just enjoying my hair as long as I can. Because I've got a receding hairline, so I'm just enjoying my hair as long as I can. Maybe when I get confidence, I can shave it, but I'm just hanging on to it as much as I can because I just want to hang on to it as long as I can. But at some point, I'm gonna have to shave it. That's one thing. I'm gonna have to shave my head eventually. I've accepted it. I guess I'm kind of working myself up to the point where I am able to shave it and have the confidence to go with a bald head. So yeah, I have to build up to that. But yeah, I build up to that. But yeah, I'm planning to ease into rapping again towards the end of this month, going to September. I think that'd be good because then I can get prepared for rapping in front of people at a convention. Because if I rap in front of people at a convention, I'm hoping I will be somewhat popular, and people, I think so. I mean, a lot of women do. But I'm hoping that if I start rapping be a rapper in in front of people at a convention, I can hopefully avoid women freaking out when they see me. So that's what I'm really hoping. I'm hoping to prevent that. But I suppose it's confidence is the main thing. It's kind of like how do you build up the confidence to rap? How do you build the confidence to be up in front of people? Um, Probably the best thing you could do for confidence is practice. Um, Spend hours and hours practicing rapping and not really care. Um, that's the main thing. Not really care. Not caring is a big thing. That'll give you confidence because it's like you just don't care. You just let it out. I mean, sometimes when I rap the best, it's where I adopt the mentality of I just don't care what you think because then I just relax and let the words come. Well, I'm not sure what women want. From what I understand, women are different, and what one woman wants it may not be what another woman wants. And a lot of times, women don't know what they want. So women will say one thing and then choose something completely different. So, I mean, like, I worked at a restaurant where this one coworker was saying, I wish all guys were like you. And it's like, okay, then why aren't you dating me? Instead of dating someone who's horrible to you. Well, I mean, you obviously are attracted to guys that are horrible to you. So I don't think you want to date guys that are nice. I don't know if I'm jealous of them. I guess I'm just frustrated with women because I've had a lot of experience with women. It's not as simple for me as just being turned down. I haven't been turned down a lot. It's not simple as being turned down that's been my problem. It's been public embarrassment and in general having fun making my life horrible. Just doing it for fun. So it's not like I can just be simply being turned down. It was like straight up bullying that I've been through. So even from adult women, so that's a big problem I have. That's my biggest issue. That's actually my biggest concern when it comes to the dating scene because uh, I've been through experiences with a lot of abusive women. So because I've been through experiences with abusive women, it's something I'm constantly afraid of. I was not bullied in community college, but there was a lot of indoctrination going on eventually because I wasn't doing the homework, and eventually the one class I just started walking out because I wasn't gonna lie. They were telling you had to believe what they were teaching you, and it was lies. Because I wasn't gonna lie, I basically got put in academic probation, and I just dropped out. Didn't sign up for more classes. So, mm. I mean, honestly, I grew up in a home. Um, you know, okay, I'll get to your question first. Would I be a good dad? I grew up in a home where my father was undiagnosed bipolar disorder, so he was angry all the time. He'd let his rage out all the time. He wasn't around me very much unless he was angry. So it was. I don't know how it would be a father because I don't really know how to. So I'm really worried about being a father because I don't know what a good father would be. So I don't have any basis for how to be a good father. That's the problem. So I'm really worried about being a father. Girl, actually, if I was dating a girl who's my type, definitely want to stay with her. But I would. I mean, it wouldn't simply be body. That's not. That's not what I mean by type. I mean, it would have to be personality. That's the thing. If the personality is not there, it's not gonna work out no matter what her physical appearance is. If the personality is not there, no, it's not gonna work out. I mean, honestly, it'd be cool if I could get a girlfriend with a Dakimakura, because believe it or not, there are some girls that have Dakimakuras. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I would prefer it to be low, as low as possible. The main concern I have is diseases and ridiculing of parts. That's the main concern I have. Those are the insecurities I have and concern to that. So, well, Swiffer Duster, yes. I mean, it would depend on how severe they are disabled. Um, as far as how much, as for whether or not they consent, but it depends on how severely disabled they are. A lot of it depends on IQ. I mean, if you've got someone who's autistic and completely nonverbal, probably wouldn't be considered able to. Versus if you've got someone like Elon Musk, you know, there's a big difference. There's a big difference in autistic people. You got people who are nonverbal and are probably never going to get out of, um, you know, community living. And then you got people like Elon Musk who are incredibly successful. So there's a huge range for that. They can't just say, you can't just give a blanket statement for that. I honestly don't know. I mean, for one thing, I don't think it's physically possible. She wouldn't be. I mean, she. It's just the science involved. She wouldn't be running ahead after that. Um, just because of science involved. So I don't think it's possible. As just the amount of time it would take too. Plus, it wouldn't bode well for faithfulness. So, I mean, I want it to be a monogamous relationship with the exception of, like waifus, husbandos, imaginary girlfriends or boyfriends, that kind of thing. Like, that's okay. I mean, if you have to have a husbando, um, well, Ozzy Clark, I would have to try it. Um, to be honest, I grew up, the closest thing I had to a father was my mother's father, and he was very, yeah, he was one of those. So unfortunately, a lot of that spread onto me. So it's something I would really have to work on. I would try it, see where it goes, but it would be a slow process for me simply because I had that imprinting, because he was the closest thing to a father figure I had. Um, so I would try dating a black girl, but it's just it wouldn't. There'd be certain hurdles. There'd be a while because of that, and also because of the PTSD, um, prepping me to see a lot of negative stuff and having me have trouble learning new things. It would take a while for me to get over that. I'd be open to it, but I'm just explaining that it's going to be a battle to overcome my past. It's just it, there would be some hurdles to overcome. No, because of religious reasons. I mean, I'm assuming in 3D guys, because like if she wants to have a Dakimakura or imaginary boyfriends, that's no problem. It depends on the personality. Like there have actually been some black girls I've been interested in. I've been afraid to get involved with them uh, because of my past, not simply because of my grandfather, but because of PTSD too. Just like other girls I've been interested in. Um, it really depends on the vibe I'm getting. It depends on how I feel their personality is. Like any girl, any woman, it really depends on how I feel their personality is. It's kind of like I really need someone who's supportive and understanding that I have been through some things, and I need a little bit of compassion as I grow into something great. It's kind of like, well, Swiffer Duster probably. I think so. But it's kind of like, imagine a plant that's gone through abuse, or any type of animal that's gone through abuse. You have to nurture it and take care of it uh, slowly in order for it to grow and get strong again. And I'm trying to build myself up and grow and get stronger again. And I would just need a woman who would understand that and understand it takes a little time for me to recover these things. That's why. Um, that's why I would need a woman. And I've had a lot of bad experiences um, because of cultural clashes with. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of experiences with very angry black women. So, unfortunately, I've had a lot of negative experiences, which have left a big impact on my brain, which would be difficult to overcome. And it's something I'm trying to overcome, honestly. It's something I'm really working on overcoming through analyzing and figuring out, okay, separating what happened, what is happening, separating everything out. Uh, it's working on it's part of my PTSD too, where it's always looks for negative a lot too because it's like a self defense mechanism. My brain, because of PTSD, looks for negative things as a means of looking out for survival, as in danger. So it takes a while. It takes a lot of conscious effort and working with my brain to figure out, okay, I don't need to worry about that. That's that. This is this, and try to separate these two different things instead of having them come together as danger. Think, okay, this is this. This is the danger over here. This is safe. Try to separate these factors instead of having my brain put them together. And that's part of what I'm in therapy for. Uh, I don't know, other than Asian first, simply because it's kind of a kink I have. Um, but it's not a simple one personality. It's like there are multiple aspects I look for, and it's really the vibe I get from women. It's never been exactly the same from any one woman. It's never been exactly the same from any one woman. It's like the amount of time, the strength of the feeling of nurture I've gotten from women has been extreme, light, somewhat extreme, somewhat light. It keeps going in between. There's never been exactly the same level of nurture I felt from a woman. So I can't really answer that exactly because it's not exactly the same level each time. I would go for the one that seems the strongest, assuming I would have the courage to say something. Swiffer Duster, no. Well, driving, I don't know where that study came from, honestly. But actually, I probably the yellow thing, the yellow fever thing, is probably because I'm into Japanese and Asian culture. Is probably where it comes from. Also, Asians tend to have a body type I like. That's probably where that comes from, honestly. If I could change genders, would I? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, from what I've experienced, it seems in the world I live in. I mean, other countries it definitely would be different, but in the country I live in, things are easier. From what I've experienced from women, for women, but at the same time, it's like for that grass is greener on the other side. Um, I don't know exactly what it's like. I dealt with some horrible women that were just horrible to me for fun. It's like, and they're getting away with it. So I don't know, but at the same time, um, autistic women aren't really well received for the most part by neurotypical women either. So a lot of autistic women get bullied by uh, neurotypical women. I found that on in a group on Facebook. That's also true. So I don't really know. Um, what exactly appeal of Asian culture? I think it started from anime because anime was an escape for me from the pain I was going through. Actually, be fantasizing about when I die, being reincarnated into an anime world helps me through a pain when I was wanting to take my life. That was where it probably started, and because it was foreign, it was like, oh, this stuff is cool. Um, it's probably based off the anime. It's like anime is Japanese, it ended up going to Asian culture, and just like one thing led to another. Um, it's because it was foreign, and because it looked cool, and it started with anime, and anime is Japanese, Japanese is Asian, and kind of it was kind of like one thing led to another. So that's probably why I like Asian culture. Okay, William, shalom. Uh, I don't know. Batman, Batgirl. Just call myself Batgirl. If you could, actually, I don't know. Can you legally call yourself Batgirl? You can change your name legally to a lot of things. I wonder, can you legally change your name to Batgirl? Can you do that? Can you legally change your name to Batgirl? I wonder about that. No, it's actually from autistic women talking about how neurotypical women have treated them horribly, and I believe it. There was one that said two men treated her really bad, but yeah. So I think being autistic really was the biggest factor in how I was treated growing up. And even as an adult in the workplace, it's just being autistic made me a huge target for bullying. So that's probably the biggest problem. So as far as whether or not it'd be easier to be, whether it'd be rather be a girl or a boy or a man or a woman, I don't know which would be better. But because I'm autistic and I've been bullied for being autistic, and I know women that are autistic get bullied for being autistic, I don't know. I don't know exactly which one is better. Um, it feels like both autistic women and autistic men get treated pretty bad, or at least we have been. I've heard it's starting to get a lot better with Gen Z, but yeah, that's what I would have to say. I don't know what those are actually, Ozzy Clark. I don't know what that term is. Tortillas or area rugs? I don't get it. I mean, like, are you talking about like food or like stuff thrown on the floor, or I don't get it. Did I grow up in a cult? No, I did not. I did not grow up in a cult. Well, I don't even know what I would use an area rug for, other than to wipe your feet off. I guess that's a doormat, so I don't even wouldn't even. What's an area rug? Okay, that's an area rug. Probably I would want to keep tortillas because they can be used for burritos and all kinds of stuff. So I'd prefer tortillas, but do that brush. That's something I'm trying to work on, honestly. Unfortunately, that's one of the hygiene problems I'm trying to work on. I wish I was doing it better, but that's one of the things I have to work on for the creepiness. Because of autism, that's part of the one of the things I struggle with. Um, People with autism often struggle with that. My father struggles with it, so yeah. Unfortunately, it's something I have to struggle. I struggle with. Pineapple pizza, yes, pineapple and mushrooms. Uh, I don't know what the fall Kabul is. Yen. Yeah, I don't speak. I don't know Yiddish. No, I'm not Jewish. Um, Ozzy Clark, because of the question asked earlier, I am afraid to answer that. Would you clarify, please? Okay. I assume you mean South Korea, right? So I'm not sure. South Korea. How big? I mean, I grew up with my mother not being um, very good, not being good influence on me. So unfortunately, big doesn't go well with my uh, sexuality. So really big would be a turn off because of that. But um, a little bit of weight isn't a big problem. It's realistic, some women are a bit bigger, so a little bit of weight's not a problem. But if we're talking to the point where obviously something could go wrong um, because of how what happened in childhood, it probably would not go well for me. Just because of imprinting, I think they call it, which I did a video earlier explaining that. Um, well, QB, I think they are pretty bad both. Honestly, I don't know about Korea or Japan because Japan doesn't like foreigners that much. Um, they may be okay to some tourists, but they tend to not like foreigners a lot. South Korea, I don't know how South Koreans take foreigners. How South Koreans treat foreigners. So I'm not sure. If I did go to Japan, I would definitely need to study up in the culture, actual culture study, um, because it's a very big difference to the U.S. And I would need to understand the culture a little bit in order to not cause trouble. And also, I would need to learn some of the language just to get around. But also, from where I think to Japanese people, if you're just a tourist, are fairly or pretty forgiving if you have a problem understanding them, as long as you're trying to understand them. But that's if you're a tourist. But I mean, as far as South Korea, I don't know how South Korea treats foreigners. Honestly, I don't know how South Korea treats foreigners. Mhm. Okay, what are we gonna talk about now? So maybe we should start talking about foreign culture a little bit. I did find out though. I guess in the U.S. I've never experienced this, but you can just some people that are foreigners if they if you some people will be like you can I some people ask can I have that piece of food that you have there and like yeah go ahead and they will take their chopsticks and move it over there. Yeah, like you don't do that in Japan. That's something I guess you only do when you're mourning the dead or something. But that's a big no-no. Um, Also, doing this, like here in the U.S., we do this. Say, come on, just come on, like come on over like that. Um, in the U.S., you do it that way, but in Japan, if you do it facing up, this is how you say "come here" to a dog. So if you do that to a person, it's very disrespectful. I guess it's, I don't know, kind of like saying they're not human. It's very disrespectful. So I don't know if they do this, maybe like this. Come on, it's like come on, come on over. Like I don't know if they do that, but you don't do this in Japan like we do here in the U.S. I mean, I've gotten compliments on my eyebrows actually. I've actually gotten compliments on my eyebrows, so and it's a little dark in here right now. Plus, the webcam's not that great. I mean, it's 1080 and they have 4K cameras. I mean, I don't have very good lighting in here, so that's probably why my eyebrows don't look as good as they could. Also, the hat's there, so if I take off the hat, the eyebrows get a little bit better. And the camera I have has very low megapixels. If I get a better megapixel camera, but those can get very pricey very quick. Um, so yeah, I have to be very careful with how much I invest in myself, unfortunately, because I don't have the money for a lot of stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm really hoping I can get more income for buying stuff, build my credit and stuff. So I'm hoping rapping will get to the point where I can build confidence and do rapping live streams. Do live streams where I'm rapping. Hopefully that'll get me a lot of views. Especially if I do it where I can keep going and going and going and do actual, like, create choruses, also known as hooks, create hooks on the go. If I get really good at freestyling, I can get a lot of views and really keep people involved. Um. Well, yeah. It depends what you say, but yeah, you're allowed here. I don't see why not. If you're not what the word I'm looking for, vulgar or uh, mean, I don't see any problem with you being here. Yeah, as long as you're not like vulgar or mean, I don't see any problem with you being here. So I would imagine in some places there is. Um, some places there is. Some places there isn't. I don't know. I mean, I can't really talk about that, unfortunately, because I can get demonetized. I can't talk about that, but I guess can't really talk about it. But it's a forbidden subject on YouTube. But Fort Wayne, let's talk about Fort Wayne some more. Um, so, um, actually, we were part of the trade. We were during the westward movement into before the city actually became a town, so to speak. Before it became a town, We were involved with trade. There was some trade here with the westward movement, where people were across the Mississippi. Some would stop here for trading goods. So Fort Wayne, this area, was known for trading goods with the westward movement. And when Fort Wayne is actually turned into a town was when these two individuals, can't remember their names, bought the land from the state of Indiana and sold it to some. I can't remember who they sold it to, but they bought and developed it and sold it to some people. Um, it was originally allotted for like 7 different areas, and it involved a bank, the courthouse, and the jail. I don't know if there was a library or not, but I remember there was a bank, the courthouse, and a jail. So those were here. Actually, there's actually an apartment building here called the Edsel House. There's an apartment downtown called the Edsel House. The Edsel House is, like I said, an apartment building. Um, it's for people that are disabled. But the Edsel House, from what I understand, used to be a hospital. It was actually Fort Wayne's second hospital before it was repurposed into some other stuff. But it was originally Fort Wayne's second hospital. It's a 5-floor building. Interesting. Actually, I don't know. St. Joe's downtown. I don't know if St. Joe was Fort Wayne's first hospital. Let's Google that. Let's Google that real quick. Check Google. Hey, Google. What was Fort Wayne, Indiana's first hospital?
I found a couple of choices. Which do you want?
What was the first hospital built in Fort Wayne, Indiana? Let's try this, see if that works that way.
Alright, the best way to get from Fort Wayne to St. Joseph Hospital by car is via East Berry Street and will take about 3 minutes in moderate traffic.
I don't know, it just says St. Joseph Hospital, so I don't know if that was the first hospital built in Fort Wayne or not, but it could have been. I mean, the Edsel House is like right down the street from St. Joe, and they're both downtown, and downtown would probably be the first place that was built um, for the city, especially considering one of the first things built in the city was the jail, and everything that was built first was the courthouse, and both of those are like downtown. Courthouse is downtown, the jail is a little ways down, so St. Joe could have been um, the first hospital. Actually, St. Joe. Um, no, I did not. I don't really have time to, with everything I'm doing, I don't really have time to run a Discord myself. But, actually, St. Joe, now that I think about it, St. Joe is actually in the process of building a new building. They're going to slowly transfer people, they're going to slowly uh, put people into the new building once it's built, and then they're going to tear down the old building. So St. Joe is being rebuilt and turned into a new building. So yeah, it's kind of sad in a way because it was a big building. So I mean, I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know if it's really considered a historical building, but yeah, Fort Wayne doesn't have that many historical buildings. They haven't kept too many historical buildings. But Fort Wayne, um, but there were, yeah, like, I don't know, maybe it's just bad upkeep. Maybe the upkeep has been bad. Maybe the upkeep is just way too expensive on that building. They're just building a new one to not deal with the upkeep. Maybe that's that. Maybe that's why. The historical buildings we have around town, some that I know of, are We've got a General Electric plant. I know that. I think we've got an Edie's ice cream plant that's historical. Um, Technically, the courthouse. We've got the library, which is interesting. I don't know how historical that is, but that's been rebuilt and added on to and stuff like that. So that's been there for a while. Uh, Grand Center was moved, so that's not historical. We've got, yeah, I'm back. I figured out what was historical. Schoolhouses. We have a few schoolhouses around town that are historical buildings. Back when everybody in like elementary school was in one schoolhouse. Every grade was in one schoolhouse. So, um, yeah, we have a few old like one building schoolhouses or one room schoolhouses. So we have a few of those around town that are historical. I think we've got one down the street from me near the park. So I might check that out. I wonder if I can check that out. If I do, should I make a video of that? Well, I'm going to be gone for a few seconds. I just have to use the restroom quick. I will be right back. But yeah, let me know if I should make a video on that. Okay, let's get going. Okay, I'm back. Crack my back open. Actually, I think there's something else here. I've got some people here from India that show up. I wonder if I'll put Hindi here as a language I'd like to learn. Probably Portuguese too. Eventually learn Portuguese because I got some from at least one person from Brazil. It's Portuguese. This is gonna be lower, unfortunately, because I've got some other languages that I just would rather learn before because partially interest, partially to prove it's possible because they're harder and I have autism and they're especially hard for people with autism. And I want to prove it's possible for someone with autism to learn this and other people that have disabilities that cause them to have be harder for them to do things that they can do it. So, what was the other thing? What was the other one? Dutch? Was there one? Dutch. Irish, Gaelic. Irish is one. Gaelic. German. German is that one to learn. I think. No, Russian. Russian's up there. So Russian's already up there. Russian's up. Yeah, Russian's right there. Klingons there. I'm not gonna learn Yiddish because you guys are just using it to make fun of me. Oh, from Croatia. Actually, yeah, Croatian is, believe it or not, something I want to learn. I can say Zdravo. I can say Zdravo. Probably butchering the pronunciation, but that's actually one of the languages I want to learn. my mom. It's my mother. Milanese. That one. I've got, if you don't see this right now, but this is just a big board of goals I'm working on. Um, these are just big list of goals I'm working on. Like, I want to do one at a time, but this is just everything I want to do. Just so I have it written down and I don't forget. This helps me to keep track of everything. This helps me to just be aware of everything I need to do. And also don't get overwhelmed. So I feel like, okay, I'm writing down these goals. I know I can work on, do one at a time. It helps me organize what I'm trying to do. It helps me organize what I want to do. So, what was it? Telugu. And now I know we have someone here who speaks Bengali. Croatia. Where is it? I know it's kind of a. I think it's kind of a C-shaped. I know it's by Bosnia. I'm trying to think where it is. I know it's in Europe. I think it's like Eastern Europe, kind of like Southeastern Europe. I know it's by Bosnia and Herzegovina. So I think it's like Southeastern Europe, I think. Kind of over by Turkey, I want to say. That's where it is. I'm not entirely certain. Geography wasn't my best subject. I wasn't horrible at it, but it wasn't my best subject. But that's what I want to say. I mean, not exactly where Turkey is, but somewhere around there. It's north of Turkey, I know that. Yeah, kind of like by the ballpark Greece area. I should learn Bengali. I know I've got a viewer here from India that speaks Hindi and Bengali. I've got Hindi on there. I've got Bengali on there. Okay. Okay, Balkans a sea. I'm not sure where that is. Actually, do you mind if I give you a little bit of English grammar that would probably help you out there? Just so, I mean, I help people with English on here sometimes because I get viewers from around the world. So I didn't know if you want me to point a little thing out there for you that would possibly help you a little bit. It's up to you. But like I've got someone from Scotland who has dyslexia, and I point out some things to him. But if you want me to help you a little bit, I can do my best. And you can help with Croatian. If you tune in, I can try to help you with. You can try to help if you tune in. I can try. Maybe you can help me at some point when I start studying Croatian. Help me to learn the language. Okay. I've heard all those countries. Serbia, Montenegro. I've heard of those country names, but like I said, it was never my strong suit. It was never really my strong suit. Serbia. No, that's Siberia. I'm thinking Siberia. No. Also, Serbia is spelled this way in English. I think you mean Serbia, and this is Serbia in English. There's a S-E. Because then always make a fr. You make it like a sir. You can't do an S-E-R. You have to do S-E-R or S-I-R to make a sir sound. You have to have a vowel there in English. Uh, But where it is exactly, I don't know. Actually, I'll look that up real quick. I think it's a little bit north. I know it's north of Turkey. I know that. Hey, Google. I'm cheating here. I'm sorry. Where is Croatia? I'll know now where it is. Uh, but it's not north of Turkey. Where is Croatia? Is it south of Turkey? It's. I was way off. I was way off. It's like due east of Italy. It's like due east of Italy. I was way off. Well, now I know where it is. I know where it is. I was way off. Yeah, I was thinking it was. I think it was south. I thought it was more south of that. But yeah, that was way off. It's pretty much due east of Italy. That was way off. Thank you. Um, but this might actually help you a little bit. Just because it helps people English. A lot of times when people say languages, um, you said where's Croatia? Do you know where's Croatia? No is actually has a silent K, so it's this is how you spell no. In other words, it's now, as in it's a temporal, as in right now or currently, and also it says where is Croatia? Not it should be where Croatia is. I'm from the U.S. I'm in the second largest city in Indiana. It's Fort Wayne. Where is Croatia? Where Croatia is? So it should be where Croatia is if it's at the end. So English is what's called an SVO language, which is subject, verb, object. Um, so subject followed by the verb, followed by the object. Um, in this case, the subject Croatia is the subject, and um, is the verb. So Croatia is subject verb. If it starts out where is Croatia, you're asking a question. In that case, where becomes the subject, and Croatia is the object. So it's still SVO. English is weird, but that's just how it works. Words in English, depending on where they are in a sentence and how they're used, they can act as different parts of speech. And another thing that's interesting is actually a lot of people don't do this, but um, people don't do this online. So I don't know if you are doing this because you don't do it. People don't do this online, or if you do this um, by mistake. Because I don't know if they do this in. I don't know what the rule is in Croatian, but English has proper nouns, and we have to capitalize countries the first letter. Um, some people don't do it online, but that's just something you have to do in formal speech, in formal writings. So I didn't know if that's what's going on or not. Some people that come on this chat have different levels of proficiency. So, but there are proper nouns and there are improper nouns. Proper nouns have the first letter capitalized. So that's something there. Yeah. Yeah, 4 million. I think it's more. Yeah, I wonder how many people are in 4 million. I'll become a teacher. You'd have to have a degree for it, and I don't want to get a degree for it. I mean, I could easily give people less. I can easily give people tips online. I wouldn't mind doing that on chat since like I could easily find information online and give tips and stuff. I don't mind that. It's no problem. Uh, Unfortunately, right now, language is not the main thing. Um, because of certain reasons. Let me get into that real quick. Let me start this music back up, and then get into the languages. What would happen is I would start learning a bunch of languages at once. From being manic, I get really manic, and I just do everything at once. And then I get depressed, I crash, and part of what I'm doing is learning to get my bipolar under control and do only one thing at a time. And realize, okay, I'm getting manic, pull myself back, getting manic, pull myself back, so I don't get out of control and then crash again. So, what do I have to do? I have to figure out what I need to do first. And one of the things I need to do is keep my apartment clean first, just because I have to do that to basic upkeep. It'll help my mood, it'll help me sleep better, it'll help me feel better. So that's a big thing. Also, keep my car clean. That'll help me feel better a lot too. My confidence, help me with my mental illnesses. So that'll be good. Yeah, it's on my list here actually. It's right here for one of the ones I want to learn. Um, Probably gonna learn Dalmatian Croatian actually. That's probably the first one I'm gonna learn. Dalmatian. I think it's Dalmatian dialect if I can. That might be the first one I learn. But so let me get back to the language learning. So that's the first, just cleanliness. Then slowly, then probably working on cooking and eating at home, which honestly, having a clean apartment will keep me wanting to stay home more. I won't want to leave as much. That's what I've noticed with this apartment being cleaner lately. I don't want to leave as much. I feel better at home, so that's helping. So there's that. I would feel better. So lose a little weight because I'd be eating at home, not going out to eat as much. That'll help me with my confidence stuff. And then also, um, next thing I need to do is rapping again, getting back to hip hop, um, especially by September because the convention's in October. I'm really hoping that starting to rap at a convention will help with how I'm received at a convention, so I don't get negative responses from women at a convention, because That sucks. The humiliation. So after that comes really working on the creaminess, which is straightening my posture as best I can, doing stretching exercises, strengthening exercises, toning up muscles with other weights, light weights, push ups, sit ups, squats, uh, inclined shoulder presses, or pike push ups are called. So, uh, Indiana Comic Con. Indiana Comic Con. So basically, lots of exercises I'll be doing to better myself. Work with previous grooming, dressing nicer, these kinds of things to make myself feel better. So that's next. And once I'm doing the work on the creepiness, which my appearance, and eating better and making myself help myself lose weight and rapping, then comes studying, which will be the languages. And honestly, a number of these things I can't really work on until realistically winter or next year because there's just so many. But after I get into the rhythm, after I get into the routine of working on my appearance and rapping, hip hop, mostly freestyling, working on freestyling a lot, and then to actually write out uh, songs. Once I start getting the rhythm of doing all that, then I will go into languages. But actually, getting up and doing the languages really will take getting up early, drinking a lot of water actually helps me feel more energized. Believe it or not, drinking water, I've got water right here, helps me sleep better and helps me get up on time. So drinking a lot of water, watching less YouTube, watching less AMVs will help a lot, give me a lot more time. So, but I've got a bunch of languages here. In fact, one of the languages I want to learn is a dialect of Chinese called Hokkien. Um, Here's the crazy thing. I think it's called Fujianese. There's a dialect called Fujianese. What's the time in the U.S.? 6:18. Where I am, it's 6:18. U.S. actually has 4 time zones, I believe. I believe it has 4 time zones. Um, the continental U.S. has 4 time zones, I believe. I don't know about Hawaii. Maybe Alaska's outside, but the continental U.S., which is the 48 states in the main part, has 4 time zones. Yeah, I believe it's 4. The part in the main mass is, I believe, 4. And I'm in Eastern. I'm in what's called the Midwest area. So yeah, that's where I am. So it's right now it's 6:18. So yeah, there are 4 time zones. I'm in the second from the east. So that's where I am. But right now where I am, it's 6:19. But actually, I think it's Fujianese. Um, I think that's what they call it, is known as the devil language. I don't really use Instagram. I want to get on Instagram television. I've got an account there so that when I'm exercising, I can actually do an early morning live stream of me walking. Um, I don't have good enough buy for hit. Um, if I do hit, it could put me in danger because of my weight. Simply because it could be bad for my heart. Because honestly, if big people, if they go into hit too fast, they can get heart attacks. It happens. It has happened and it can happen. So it would be very bad for me to go into that immediately. Ooh, you're up late. Yeah, Dracula, it actually has happened. It has happened to big people that have gone into heart attacks if they overexert themselves. Um, yeah, we have a 12-hour and a 24-hour system in the U.S., so it's like 6:20 p.m. But yeah, one of the languages dialects of Chinese I want to learn is Fujianese. It's called the Devil's Language because of how hard it is, and I want to show that it's possible for a person with autism to learn Fujianese, even though we don't hear tones very well. Just to show it's possible, and not just Fujianese, but Hokkien, which is even harder than the Fujianese. Fujianese is so, if I remember right, it's so hard. It's called the Devil's Language. I think language because of how tricky it is, and how difficult it is. I think it's Fujianese, and then Hokkien is supposed to be even harder than Fuzhou. They're both becoming less common thanks to Mandarin, but yeah, those are both language dialects I want to learn just to show it's possible for people with autism to learn them. Although I realize that's probably a bad idea for me to learn for that reason, but I really need to learn it for me and realize I can learn it for me. But I kind of want to learn it just to show it's possible for people. Just to show it's possible for someone that's autistic who has trouble with tones to learn that. Um, have I been in Harlem? Is that in New York? I think that's in New York. I've never been to New York, either the state or the city. Never been to New York. My grandmother's from the state, not the city. I don't think. I think she went to the city once and got me some souvenir, but she's not from. She's from the state. I know someone else is from the state, but not the city. He's from a rural area. Actually, to give you an idea of how rural it is, he actually was kind of growing up with his uncle on a farm, and I think his uncle on a farm or his grandfather on a farm, and he would be around the greased up pig idea. That's how rural he was. He'd be around the greased up pig, and they would barbecue a whole pig on a spit. They'd actually barbecue like an entire pig. So that's how rural it was. But yeah, they'd actually do the greased up pig. They'd catch the greased up pig. What else is there to talk about? Actually, there's a funny prank that happened in the U.S. This is something that happened a while back. Actually, my in the 12th grade last year, I had in high school. Some kids some high schoolers did a prank. Um, I think this was when I was in the 12th grade. It's 12th or 11th. It was a kegger party. Um, they got a keg, and of course, the thing is the legal age of drinking in the U.S. is 21, so they're having a keg party, and the police got called. So the police are giving breathalyzers to everyone to see how drunk people are. No one had any alcohol. It was a keg of root beer. You can get a keg of root beer. That was the whole joke. I saw the video. The police weren't happy, but they had gotten a keg of root beer, and the police were breathalyzing everyone, and I was like, "Nope, no alcohol." That was the senior prank. It was on the news. It was everywhere. It was just a funny prank. So that was the senior prank. They had a keg of root beer, and the police thought it was actual alcohol, and they came and breathalyzed everyone. That was the senior prank. Something else someone did for a senior prank was it's kind of like an old joke. What they'll do in rural areas is they will get four pigs, right? Four pigs, and they'll grease them up, and they'll put numbers on them where it says one, two, three, and five. So then they let them run loose in the building. So they keep running around trying to catch the pigs. It's one, two, three, and five. Then they catch all four of them, and they realize number four is missing. So they're gonna keep running around looking for number four when there is no number four. Someone did that too with the cats. One, two, three, and five of the cats, and they ran around trying to find the cats. They caught them all, but because they couldn't find number four, and because there was construction going on, they had cat food lying around for the rest of the year. But those were some senior pranks they did. Um, those are some senior pranks that were going on. I don't know. In your country, do they have anything like senior pranks? Where someone does a prank their senior year? Do they have anything like that in your country? Dracula, are you still there? No, I do not know whom that is. But yeah, right here I've got a big old list. I'll actually turn this right here just to show you everything I can do here. This is everything I've got for. You can't even see all of it, but this is all my goals. I keep writing down stuff that I just had to figure out what I'm going to do when, and these are all either goals I want to accomplish to add to my skills, or things I struggle with. Like here's audio memory, not remembering too well things I hear. Something I struggle with. Budgeting, something I struggle with. Cleanliness, and will struggle with. Appearance, I struggle with. Yeah, that's a huge list. And like I said, I can only do so much at once. So, yeah, some of these are things I struggle with. Some of these are things I want to accomplish. Some of them are Serbia. Yes, I've heard of Serbia. Yes, I've heard of Serbia. Tennis, I know the sport. Okay, but some of these are like watch fewer gaming videos. Those are things that are taking up my time a lot. Things that that's something I need to work on. That's something I can work on to because those take up my time a lot. That's something I need to stop doing so much, just so I can do more productive things in life. So that's something I need to work on. That's what else is there? Everything's like weight. That's just something I have to work on for health. Yeah, I have to work on things for health. YouTube editing for eventually for getting better views and stuff. Working on my mental illnesses a little bit so I have better control over them. Mm, Building up my credit because I will admit I have bad credit. So with budgeting, I will work to build up my credit. Once I do that, it will work for making my life better. Um, Other things that will basically make me that I want to accomplish are like all these different languages and dialects I want to learn to add to my skills, which maybe I can wrap in them eventually. Um, but there's skills I want to learn simply because it would be good in the world. They're good skills to have as a fallback. Although Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't know if you've heard of him, he said there's no humans left work best if there's no plan B. Well, I I want to have a plan B. I just want to be able to do that if something happens. It's just me. But it wouldn't be bad to have these skills, not to mention it causes the brain to work in different ways. It helps create white matter, which helps brain connections. Helps Alzheimer's, which I think I have some Alzheimer's in my family. So that's something. Um, Something else here. But there's also some stuff I want to learn for fun, like Klingon. That's just for fun. That's just for fun. Um, but other things, um, other things that I can nearly work on, short like handwriting, shorthand. Shorthand handwriting is just a skill. There's not really much need for it these days, except for it can be really useful for writing down things in notes. So that would be really helpful just to have. It's like not very many people have it, so it's just kind of something to brag about. And when you handwrite things, you actually remember them better than if you type them. But and multitasking is something I always struggle with, so it's something I want to work on. And something really cool too is stuff that I just want to learn because it's another skill and because it's something I would enjoy. And that is some musical instruments I've got up here. Some musical instruments I'd like to learn. It's not every instrument I have, but they're instruments that I would just enjoy playing. Actually, I know I've not watched June's Kitchen. I have not. I've not. I watched Cooking with Dog, but that's like bento cooking, Asian cooking, which I haven't really done much of. Cooking with Dog is very interesting, but I've never heard of June's Kitchen actually. But a little bit of this is actually. What do you think? Is Tupac still alive? Tupac alive? I don't think so. If Tupac's the person, I think I know about Tupac a little bit. I don't think so. I don't think uh, if he's the person I'm thinking of, I don't think he is. Um, if he's whom I'm thinking about, I don't know many rappers. Um, but I think if he's the one I'm thinking of, I don't think so. Um, just because of Illuminati, honestly. Um, so yeah, this is a bunch of stuff working on. Some of it, like I said, is stuff I need to work on for skill deficits, stuff I struggle with that I need to work on to build myself better as a person, that I work up for deficits. Some of them are new skills I want to learn, and some of the things are things I want to do for fun. Some things will help me health, mental, spiritual, financial. These are all goals I have that will help me in a variety of aspects. These are a number of things that will just slowly build up and make myself into a much better person. Um, but yeah, there are a lot of them on here. I have to basically every time I get a goal I want to work on, I write it down on here, and that way I know I have it written down for me to work on, and I will accomplish them one at a time. I just have to figure out which one I want to work on at a time, prioritize it. Once it's done, move on to another one. Or else, once I get a good mastery of it, where I know I can keep it up, then I'll move on to another one. But yeah, that's what the sport is. This also keeps track of things, makes me feel better because I'm forgetful, and a lot of times I forget what I'm writing down, what I think of doing for goals. So because I forget what I'm doing for goals, I just I just get sad a lot. I feel empty because I forgot what I want to do. But with this, because I get to write them down, I feel more fulfilled. I feel like I've accomplished and recorded and acknowledged. Okay, this is a goal, and I don't get lost. I just feel like this is a way to write stuff down, keep track of everything. But and then over time, I can just mark them off and feel like I've accomplished stuff. No, I do not. I do not listen to Joan Jett. I'm not even sure whom that is. But to go, hmm, okay, but to completely go over all this, it would take forever. It would take a long time to completely go over all this. But it would be, it's something that really helps with, uh, like I said, it helps me feel better because I get to write down all the goals I have and keep track of everything. Though I feel like I've done it, kept it down. Actually, believe it or not, there are a couple on here, like cold shower, Navy shower technique, and using a candle for lighting. These are things I want to be able to do um, because they save money on water and electricity bills. And we're going to have an economic collapse at some point. It's been predicted. I honestly believe we will get that at some point. So I want to be able to say tips and whatnot I've been able to learn about. Like something I've really noticed helps with uh, if you have to use a candle for lighting is have your windows open during the day as much as possible. Have your windows open during the day as much as possible because the light actually helps illuminate your apartment or your house much better than a candle. Also, the light coming in is natural light, which the natural light feels a lot better. So, since it feels better, it's actually psychological. It helps you psychologically feel better. And because of that, using a candle and it's dark doesn't feel as bad. Now there is something else you could do. Oddly enough, is put up like designs of artwork. We can put up designs of artwork of tiled mirrors, or designs and artwork foils, reflective surfaces. These help put a little bit more light into the room, or put up mirrors for reflect light a little bit. But yeah, it doesn't do that much. Now it does do quite a bit, but I can't really do that much in my apartment because it's just an apartment I rent. I don't own it, so not too much I can do. Well, there's a list of something I can do for my posters. I'm gonna highlight this. Get poster tape. I've got posters I haven't put up yet. Get poster tape. I'm gonna underline that. Because that's something I gotta do soon, just for cleaning stuff up. That's something I need to work on. Just need to get poster tape for my posters. I've got anime posters. Yeah. Well, there's special poster tape you can get, which is double sided, and it's slightly sticky, not too sticky. So it should actually come off and on fine without ripping it. So there's actually, you can get a craft store, I believe. You get a craft store, and it shouldn't rip the poster. It's actually made to be removable. It's a special tape for that purpose. So you can get a craft store. Something I gotta do. But yeah, I got a few posters I picked up at a convention. And yeah, I got Aqua, Raftalia, and Darkness. I got at posters at convention. So, uh, but yeah, I got like a list of stuff I'm working on. Some of them can be jumbled around. Some of them are here. Some of them are there. Some things are like, do this here, do this now, do that now, do that now. I have to kind of figure out what am I gonna work on it first. You know, like probably on the goal. Like if I'm once I start learning Chinese, I'm probably gonna have to kind of take those in stages, honestly, um, because of like severity of difficulty. Probably take them in difficulty, because one will prep me for another because of the tones. Um, Probably the first one I'll learn is Mandarin, simply because that's the most simple of the Chinese dialects. From what I understand, that's the most simple. It's also the main one. So if you speak Mandarin, there's an incredible, like most of the Chinese people will understand you. So that's their reason. So it's like because it's most commonly spoken, and because it's the English or easiest Chinese dialect. There's that. Then after that, after I'm prepped up with the Mandarin, I have a good basic understanding, or at least an intermediate, I should say. If I have intermediate, intermediate. I'm writing down intermediate. So as you can see, I'm as I talk to you, I'm writing down notes. As I become intermediate in a language, I move on. But after Mandarin comes Cantonese, because that's the second most common dialect. If you speak Mandarin and Cantonese, both of them, you're going to speak to so many Chinese people from where I stand. After that is Shanghainese. It's more difficult than Cantonese. If I remember right, it's probably the Min family dialects, and that's even more difficult. The Ming family of dialects of Chinese are among the most difficult, if not the most difficult. So Shanghainese after Cantonese. Um, After Shanghainese is another one that's more difficult than Shanghainese, Wuxianese, which is which is also known as the devil's language because of how difficult it is. That's number 4 for the dialect. And finally is the hard one, the horrible one, Hokkien, which is even worse than the devil language. So as I am talking to you guys, I am figuring out to for myself what I'm going to do first, what I'm going to do afterwards. But I also can't plan ahead too much because I know some things change, and what I can commit to changes until I get to it. So I have to do tentative steps and kind of do a tentative planning. I have to do tentative planning to improve myself, figure out, okay, I can do this, I can do that. But what will actually be more common? Like right now, I can work on more water. More water is pretty easy because I'm feeling the rewards from it. So drinking more water is not a problem, but drinking less caffeine, that's tricky for me. That's tricky. So, but as I talk to you guys, I'm talking about how I'm doing my goals. I'm talking about also just talking through how I'm planning to go about these goals, how to just like what I'm going to be doing, when I'm going to do what. There was someone in a Discord chat I'm involved in, Discord server, wanted to do a collab. I've got that here, actually, the goal. Well, I mean, my apartment's way cleaner than it used to be. Um, it's almost completely clean. So that's a big showing. So that's right there as action. Also, my car, I cleaned out quite a bit today. So there's another action. So there are actions I am taking. So I'm actually going on my way to clean my apartment. But yep, going through all this stuff, and I realized I can only do so much at once, and I have to go with kind of having an idea where I'm going, but until I get to the part where I can go there, um, that's when I get committed to it. But right here, if you look, there's a collab. Someone in the Discord server I'm in wants to do a collab with me. I've got right here written down for collab. I've even got an asterisk by it. Um, I've got an asterisk by it to indicate it's important. So that's something I have to continually keep in mind. Um, so there's a collaborative activity. So that's something I really got to keep in mind a lot. A collab. So, but yeah, that's something I really am keeping at the forefront of my mind. That's like the only thing on there with an asterisk. So, if you look on here, there isn't much that's really emphasized. I've got right here in parentheses, right here, um, Karen for a language group. Saga and Plo, really, which is written down, but I've got Karen for a language group to learn because I want to make that important to learn. So that's something that's in parentheses. My current goals, stuff I'm really working on right now, are in circles. So let me circle the clean car. So I've got for my current goals, what I'm working on right now, because I've got my apartment pretty much in control. Which I'm going to keep focusing on that. Is clean my apartment, clean my car. I've also got here where I have to pick up the poster tape, which is going to help clean the apartment. It's going to get the posters up. I got to pick up poster tape, which is something I've got written down here. I've got marked on here. I've got to take my medication too. because I have trouble with forgetting my pills and stuff, forgetting to take my medication. Well, hi there, Mighty. I didn't notice that. Sorry about that. Sorry, Mighty. Hi. But not much is indicated as important other than that collaborative. So, yeah. But once cleaning the car gets taken place, I'm going to work on eating at home more, which means going grocery shopping. That, have the car clean to help me get groceries in the car. But yeah, get that cleaned up. Yes, posture, weight. Yeah, that's that. Anyone have any questions about my goal board? Okay, guess no questions about my goal board. But let's see now. Let's talk about something else. As far as rapping, like scheduling is on here, so I guess I have it written down twice. Actually, they have it written down twice. Maybe I don't. But if you want, as far as rapping, how I'm gonna learn, there's a YouTube channel called How to Rap. I'm gonna be studying their videos. I've actually started a little bit. I did like the first 3 videos, and some of that I didn't really like. Not only am I studying the videos, I'm studying how to implement them. I'm studying how do I, like, if I don't understand something, like, how do I practice it? Like, if I don't understand how do I practice this technique in rap, if I don't understand how I practice it, I do further research and figure out how do I practice this. And once I figure out how to practice it, then I can write down how to practice it, how I can practice it, how can I can apply it. So I'm not just taking notes on those videos. I'm going further in research and figuring out how other research I can do to look those up. So I'm doing my research in rapping. I'm not just going at blindly. Like an example, here's an example. The How to Rap channel said there was a video on Eminem's bending rhymes. Eminem bends rhymes and makes words that sound that don't exactly rhyme, make them sound like they rhyme. How he bends rhymes like that, and so I looked into it and how I could practice that and be further explained. I went to another video on how to bend rhymes. I found out it's called something called assonance, ASSONANCE. And then I was like, okay, how do I figure out how to use assonance? And so I looked up how to use assonance. And so I wrote down how to use assonance. I've actually got a small composition book, or not composition book, small notebook, spiral notebook that I use for taking notes, to organize notes, and not just, like I said, what it is, what the techniques are, but how do I practice the techniques. So I'm studying up on these things, and I keep studying up on them. I'm hoping to do 1 video a day and write down notes 1 video a day. Also, I'm hoping to do videos where I freestyle. I freestyle during each live stream. Do videos where I freestyle each live stream every day. Try to do a live stream every day. Maybe take Sunday off. because it's a day you shouldn't work really, because it's the Sabbath and it's Christianity. So maybe I shouldn't really work on Sundays. But although in all fairness, it probably wouldn't be fair to a lot of my viewers because a lot of people only have this time available. But I think I'm gonna try for every day. Once I start rapping, every day I'm freestyling. Do a freestyle every day, freestyle live stream. It'll be good practice for the convention so that I can actually freestyle in front of people. Actually, probably one of the first things I'll do once I'm good at freestyling on the freestyling on the live streams is I will actually go out in public and live stream, or not live stream, public and freestyle for people. There's something I struggle with. I'll write this down. Music here. It's in the struggle with something I'm gonna write down. Disassociation. Disassociation. Wandering mind. So that's something I need to work on is dissociation wandering mind. Like right now, my mind is not focusing too well. It's trying to wander. So that's something I work on is focus. Believe it or not, I'm actually doing much better at focusing than I was before. I'm actually being able to talk much better in this live stream than I have in previous live streams. So that's something that's training to rap is actually being able to talk right now. Keep talking, especially when I've had quite a bit today when I had no viewers and still being able to talk was being able to do the live stream. So I get hyper focused on one topic. That's something with the autism. So I'm gonna put that down here. Being hyper focused on one topic when I'm talking, that can be a problem. That's probably why some of my people stop watching because I just talk so much on one topic. That's something you see in autism a lot, and I need to work on that to get better at socializing with neurotypical people. So that's something I need to work on. So, what else is there to talk about? But something I'm really working on here, I've got written down as an idea, believe it or not, is when I'm losing weight, once I start cooking and stuff, is I'm going to work on soup for 100 and 200 calorie soup recipes that you can like have as snacks. Simple soups because soups are filling. They can help you lose weight very quickly, very easily. So simple 100, 200 calorie snack recipes or soup recipes. So work on that. Also, I'm going to try to work on like eliminating food waste a lot. So really work on eliminating food waste. So that would really help with cost with food cost, especially if they're vegetable based, which they probably would be at that amount. So it'd be better for vitamins and minerals. It'd be low in calorie, low food cost. So yeah. Yeah, I can show you a couple. I got some wall scrolls, but I can show you a couple posters. Those posters want to hang up. I've got Aqua, I've got Darkness, I've got Natalia. Assuming I can find them on my desk. That's probably the thing you need to address my desk. Here we go. Got them right here. These are all I'm going to hang up when I get a chance. When I get that poster tape, which I've got marked down something important. There we go. Good boy, there. Yes, when you get posters, and then yeah, I'll get there. Got Darkness. Got this at convention. This is one I really like, Talia. Got this at convention. And Aqua. Got that last Indiana convention, Indiana Comic Con convention I went to. So maybe the last one they held. I've got those three there. Hi, Zach. I'm gonna drink some more water. No, I don't. I have a cool room set up with posters. I've got the main room and my bedroom. That's like those are like the only two rooms I have, except for a kitchen you could basically stand in. So I just got the main room and my bedroom. Those are the only rooms. How am I? I'm doing okay. Actually doing better than I do a lot of live streams. I'm getting used to them. I'm getting used to talking more. Trying to be more entertaining, more engaging. I'm actually getting better at talking when there are no viewers, believe it or not. I'm getting more used to these live streams, so I'm actually once I'm able to talk more, I think I will be to the point where I can freestyle for longer because I'll used to just be able to keep going because I'll be continually able to think about things to talk about. I should go how my computer is. Get a bit warm. I'm gonna unplug it so it can cool off a bit. It does that a bit when I unplug it or plug it in, especially when I unplug it. It affects the buffering, but it'll fix itself in a little bit. It'll fix itself in a sec. It'll fix itself in a sec. There we go. Now it's back to normal. Let me get some more music. So, what else can we talk about today? What do you want? What about that? So I guess Raptalia was voted best girl of last year. Don't know who's going to be best girl this year. That'd be very interesting to find out. Although you know who would be in the running? That girl from is it Licia? Their name from Realist Hero. Our Realist Hero rebuilt the kingdom. She'd definitely be in the running, I think, as far as fans go. Anyone else have any idea who would be in the running for best girl this year? Okay. So Dracula, if you do go to a convention, expect to spend quite a bit of money because things are really expensive at conventions. They're more expensive at conventions than they are in stores. Probably because people, when you go to conventions, those people would like bought their stuff in a store or bought them online and then marked them up from there. So if you go to a convention, expect stuff to be pricey. That's something to remember. Yeah. Water. Dihydrogen monoxide. Dihydrogen monoxide water. Did you know water is called a molecule, but it's slightly polar, so it's kind of a compound. Did you know that? Yeah, water is slightly polar, so it's kind of a compound. It's not technically, it's not really a molecule, believe it or not. It's a compound. Um, that's why it's not called. That's why it's got an I at the end. It's a compound. It's dihydrogen monoxide. So water is actually a compound, not a molecule. Interesting, huh? So yeah, water's not a molecule; it's a compound. That's it. Um, and the reason why is because oxygen is so much bigger than hydrogen that it's technically true that oxygen shares electrons with hydrogen, but because oxygen is so much bigger than hydrogen, the electrons tend to stay with oxygen more often. So that's why water is slightly polar. So that's why it's technically a compound, but it's not as polar as some other compounds. Well, I mean, it's like how do you define wet? I mean, it's like is wet. I mean, do you mean wet? Like, is this substance wet? Like, did this substance get wet with water, or is this substance something that is wet by itself? In which case, water is wet by itself, but it's not something that's wetted with water. Um, wet is often just short for wetted, I believe. Um, so you would say it's wetted originally. So yeah, water is wet. Even then, water is water on top of water. So on a molecular level, I mean, you're talking about. I wouldn't think it was on a molecular level. I wouldn't think that, but if you've got like a cup of water, it would be wet because it's just water on water. So, but on a molecular level, I would just think it's neither wet nor dry. Really, it just wouldn't interact with much. Well, the thing is, it's not really a liquid um, if it's one molecule. If it's one molecule, it's not a liquid because a liquid, by definition, is something that takes the shape of its container. A liquid takes the shape of its container, by definition. So it's something that's free flowing and takes the shape of its container. And if it's just one molecule, it's not going to take the shape of its container. So it can't be a liquid if it's one molecule. If fluid's like free flowing, a fluid is something that's free flowing and takes the shape of its container. So, like when people say drink fluids, like technically, I don't know if you remember this, but one of the early episodes of The Big Bang Theory, um, Leonard told Sheldon to drink plenty of fluids when he was sick. And Sheldon said, well, what else would I drink? Solids, gases? Well, Sheldon, being a physicist, would know that gases are, in physics, considered fluids um, because they're free flowing and take the shape of their container. So technically, gases are considered fluids in physics, and he would know that. What Leonard should have said is liquids. So, as in physics, that's what you would say. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but then again, you're like, if you got one molecule of, if you got like one molecule of water in something, is it really? Can you? It's like, what's the point of even bothering to debate whether it's wet or not? It's like the practicality. It's like at that point, you're going to waste time debating it. It's like there's no point really considering. It's like there's no real clear cut way of telling. I mean, it's got water on there, so grammatically, I guess you could say it's wet, but practically, it would have no effect. So well, it wouldn't really matter, I guess. No, I did that. I did that actually. What was there talking about? So any good movies? I don't really watch movies because a lot of them are telling kids things aren't true. Plus, a lot of them these days are all about political doctrines. They're not really about entertainment. They're just trying to get a political message about across these days. So I don't watch many movies. I'm not going to get into the politics of what's right and wrong, but I'm just saying I don't watch many movies. Uh, I'm gonna have to remember to put these back on my desk when we're done. Believe it or not, this is the longest live stream I've done in a while. I'm proud of myself for having been able to talk this long. Big achievement for me. Um, really big achievement because I've been able to stay focused this long. Actually, haven't I played Minecraft much? You know, what really sounds cool is um, the biome where you're completely in caves. That's really cool. That's a really cool thing. You're in the caves only. They're that world where in the caves only. That's really cool. The only problem is you don't really get a tree. You don't get any trees. That sucks. You wish you had a tree you could work with. But other than that, well. Yeah, but it's a cool idea. I suppose it'd be cooler, it'd be more realistic if you started off with being in an actual cave. You had to work your way out. Like there's a world outside the cave, but you had to figure out how to get out of the cave. That'd be realistic too. Like eventually you can work to get out of the cave. That'd be very interesting. You know, I don't know. What do you think? You think it'd be interesting if you were in the caves in the Minecraft cave biome? Um, I'm talking about that world generation where you can set up the different worlds, set up for the caves only, and set up for caves only, and then you could eventually dig your way out of the cave. That'd be cool. But you had to find your way out. You had to find your way out of the cave to figure out which way to go out to get out of the cave. That'd be really nice. Let's see how long I can go with this live stream and just figure out, how long I can go, how long I can keep talking. I wish they had a mod where you could do a sky village. There's been a few series like that where you do a sky village, but I wish they would do a vanilla sky village series or survival where you could like create a villager breeder and survive and trade the villagers and stuff. I wish they would do that for a series to create a villagers, a sky village um, set up where you could survive it. I don't know what to say of ghosts because I've actually seen one at work at my old location. I saw a ghost one time. I heard one too. Heard it, and saw it. And a week later, a coworker got hit in the head with some. So that actually happened at work, and that actually followed some poltergeist activity because things were falling over at work when no one was near them. That was going on for a while. Well, unfortunately, I cannot talk about that because that's something can get me demonetized. Get my mustache here going on. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Unless the hair went down in my mouth. So good. Okay. What else did I talk about? Paul looks weird. Yeah, because I watered him, he's just really spread out now. And then I think he needs to be repotted bad. I think he needs to be repotted bad. Paul does. I know the pot's falling apart, so that's a problem. But the pot and Paul is falling apart. But when I get here to where I'm learn languages, I'll learn a few, start working on a few, and once I've got a handle on a couple, I'll start working on probably bagpipes. I'll pick a couple to work on, to focus on. Um, Once I focus and get a good handle and I'm starting to get more on stuff, I'll ask the chat. I'll ask not chat the chat. I'll ask my fans what they think I should work on. But actually, right here, I'm going to mark stuff that's taking up my time. Something I'm going to do right now. Um, hmm. So this is stuff that's taking up my time. That's wasting. So it's just those. Uh, 1 second. Let me use the restroom real quick. Be right back. Hold on. Let me use the restroom. I'll be right back to talk about that. All right. Let me get back. Uh, okay. Let's see now. Let me read that question. Oh, sorry. My shoelace is untied, so let me tie that real quick. Oh, I think they should have probably called you and told you you're coming. They're coming by first. That's probably a common courtesy. At least it would be here in the U.S. In the U.S., if they gave a common courtesy that they're coming over to your city. There's this guy I watch right now. I can't remember his name. He wears a mask. He's got about 300 subscribers. He does Minecraft live streams. I'm trying to follow him and support him. One of my staff members has a son that wants to be a YouTuber or Twitch streamer for Minecraft games. The only problem is he's very young. So, because he's so young, it wouldn't be a good idea for him to be online because there are a lot of creeps online and there are a lot of people online who are like trolls and who are mean online. So, it probably wouldn't be a good idea for someone his age to get online. That's my problem. He might think it's good to be online, but yeah, probably not a good idea. I forget how old he is, but he's not great. He's like, or no, he might be a fourth grader, so it's like, no. You're too young. Not a good idea for you to be online, especially streaming. Yeah, no. If he was 17, maybe 16, maybe 15, better have a parent checking you out. But yeah, 15, maybe you have a parent watching over you. But like fourth grader, no, you're not gonna be playing that. 12-year-old, no, you're gonna be streaming. Not a good idea. Yeah, YouTuber is very hard to do. I don't really know how to edit. I need to learn how to edit. That's actually right. Let's see where that is on here. It's somewhere right here. It's right here on a list of stuff to do. One of my goals. Get to eventually. But like I said, I can only do one thing at a time. Probably the easiest way, fastest way for me to start making money is me to start getting good at freestyling on live streams. I get more views through the live streams. Um, that's about it. Making videos of me rapping, probably the best thing I can do to get money soon, get money quickly. Good. I think that's about all I can really say for today. I know this was enjoyable. This was probably the longest talk I've ever had. About the most I've been able to pay attention to a chat for. Um, keep thinking of things to talk about. This is actually preparing me for a lot to do freestyling because I'm able to keep thinking about things to talk about. I need a puppet hunt. Actually, uh, where I live, it's illegal to hold a puppet show in public. Did you know that? Yeah, in the state of Indiana, it's illegal to have a public puppet show. I mean, this isn't public, but still. Yeah, but I don't know what happens if you get caught doing that. Besides, the problem with that is YouTube actually has an algorithm that works against that, where if you have a high subscriber count, but you don't have the thing is, if you have a high subscriber count, but you don't have active viewers, that does not look good to YouTube's algorithm. It's about active viewers, active subscribers, people that keep watching your videos. That's what YouTube looks at. The other thing is um, like over a period of time, how many views you keep having. Um, so like getting a bunch of views at once may help you in short term, but unless you're able to sustain those views, it's not going to help you. So really, their algorithm is based on combating that. Their algorithm will work against that. So there's not really any point. You would basically be wasting money. Their algorithm is based on the way it's built will combat that. So yeah, their algorithm is built to combat that. So like these live streams actually help because they get me more watch hours. They give me more watch hours. It also gives me more impressions, which is how many people are seeing my videos. So it also gets me more views. So these live streams get me more views. They get me more watch hours. They get me all this stuff that helps. So live streams are really helpful. But let's go for 4 more minutes to make it. Actually, let's do it for 9 more minutes to make it 2.5 hours. It'll be the longest live stream I've ever done. So, one final thing to talk about. YouTube's algorithm. What can I think about? YouTube's algorithm. So hopefully, I'm trying to get more impressions up because the more impressions you have, the more views you will get because more people see your stuff. My impressions have been going up a little bit, not by much. I need to look up how to learn how to create custom thumbnails. Thumbnails are a big impact on it. I really need to, after this, we're not going to look up what's going on with my last account. So let me look at this up real quick. If you'll join me real quick, I'm going to bring my internet up and just look at my account. So right now, what I'm going to do is look at my account and figure out what's going on with my boost up so I can get that better camera. So bear with me. I'm checking my account to see if I can really get that boost up. So, because I was told this last payment would take care of it, but take the Wi-Fi off so you can hear without that. Get my pin in there. So yeah, I was told this last payment would pay off my phone, but I don't know. Maybe it's this next payment pays it off. I was told one thing and then told another, so I'm not sure what's going on. Let's double check this. It's not working too well. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about this, guys. The live stream isn't seeming to. I know I've got data. I've got a lot of data here. I don't know why the count's not working. Try this again. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me, those of you who are still on here. Well, I'm up to the 10 gig plan instead of 5 gigs. So I get 10 gigs of high speed instead of 5 now. So that's a big difference. Yeah, I guess it says next month I'm still paying this phone off, so maybe next month is the last month. I don't know. Because I was told this last month was the last payment. Maybe I've got one more payment left. I don't know what's going on with that. Manage add-ons. Let's check that out. But yeah, I'm checking this. I keep being told one thing with my phone, I'm telling another. So. Yeah. I don't really understand what you mean by that, Univ. I don't think so. This is just my cell phone data. This is just my cell phone data I'm using. So I'm sorry, I don't really know how to navigate this, but I think I've got one payment left. I think. Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, I think there's just one payment left, but hopefully it's just one payment left, and then I can get that 851 and get four times resolution camera for you guys to get better quality pictures. Yeah, except for the problem is then I can't. Then I can't get good. I don't know if I even get a camera. Then I don't know if I can get good quality. I don't know if I can get good quality for YouTube. So my views could go even lower. So as I mentioned, I don't know if it's a smartphone because I don't think it's even a smartphone. If it's not a smartphone, I can't do any editing or anything. I can't even because the editing I do actually increases the FPS to make slightly better videos. So I do a minimal amount of editing, which is to increase the frames per second. So I do that. Um, actually double the frames per second a little bit. I should double it from 30 FPS to 60. So well, let's do 3 minutes more so I can make it 2.5 hours. So it'll be the longest live stream I've ever done. 2.5 minutes. Anything else we can talk about real quick? Anyone here watch Tsukimichi? You have a favorite girl? Mine's Mio. Yeah, she's a masochist. That's probably why. But then how does data work? Because I need some data to upload. That's the problem. That's the thing. I need some data to upload well. Especially when the internet goes down because it's gone down a couple times. So I still need to be able to upload a little bit. I mean, like my router's gone down a couple times. So if my router goes down, and the Wi-Fi for Xfinity goes down, then I need to be able to upload a little bit. So I need to have some uploading capabilities. You have some data. Well, I still want to stay with this right here because this has been a long time one, so I want to stay with this one. Well, because of that may be for right now, but this is like at all times. So plus this has been built up, so this has been built up to that. So you know, I don't want to ruin it. Plus, it's really cheap, so. I need to get this thumbnail trimmed. So get that June's Kitchen, I think is what it was. June's Kitchen. I looked that up under Draculara showed that. Draculara recommended that. So I'm going to look up June's Kitchen when this live stream's done. But yeah, it's time for me to call it. It's been 2.5 hours. Does anyone else have any final comments? Anything else they want to ask? Any other questions? Any other things to say real quick before I head out? Anyone? No? Well, that's been a 2.5 hour live stream. This is the longest live stream I've ever had. I'm kind of proud of myself for being able to keep talking as much as I have. This is a good prep for me to be able to keep doing longer live streams. So I'm proud of myself. This has been very good. And see you guys.